Mechaverse.co presents RX-78-2 Gundam 1 to 144 scale real grade line. Hi everyone, this is Skar from Mechaverse.go doing the review of the 1 to 144 scale real grade RX-78-2 Gundam from the original Mobile Suit Gundam series. Before I start the review, I have to say that this guy is not what it would look like right out of the box. It is even before, because I haven't applied sticker. I didn't do nothing. I just applied the golden sticker for the eyes, but just for the sake of the review. And in any case, I didn't do nothing because I want to paint this guy with the G3 color, and more or less. And so I preferred leaving him like that. Starting from the bottom, we have some master grade or even perfect grade looking legs molded in a lot of different colors. We have the white, a light gray, and some kind of a brownish gray used for the external armor, two different shades of gray for the inner frame, and this really nice looking dark red for the foot. As far as articulation goes, we can achieve a full 180 degrees bend. You can see there and there some nice armor separation, although there it feels a bit hollow. We have the foot guard that moves up and down, these little panels on the back that open up, and then the feet can rotate 360 no problem, and then can go up and down, and then there are 2 points of bend at the foot, so you can have it doing pretty much whatever you want. And you saw this little piece on the calf falling off during the review, and this is really my only complaint about these legs, and it can be easily fixed, and I think I probably glue this on once I'm finished painting this guy. Then we have this really colorful waist section. We have the yellow and the red and the white, the light gray, and this little brownish gray, and the gray for the inner frame. As far as articulation goes, front skirts move independently, side skirts move a little, and back skirts move independently too. And something that surprised me is that this little yellow V there is actually a yellow part inside, so it's not a sticker. And then worth mentioning is that you can flip up these 2 panels on the back and you can store the Hyper Bazooka there. My only complaint being that these little front skirts like to pop off quite easily, as you can see, and same goes for the back skirts. Moving on to the chest, we have a really colorful chest with its dark red, the blue, the yellow, this lighter blue, and even a lighter red there on the sides. And then we have, of course, the gray for the inner frame. As far as articulation goes, we have the shoulder that moves up and down ever so slightly, and then forwards and backwards some. Then we have the neck that goes up pretty far and down pretty far, and then at the actual chest there is a little bit of movement side to side and forward and backward some. Worth mention is the cockpit that opens up to reveal the gray inner frame or the core fighter if you choose to put this instead. Then we have the backpack molded in 3 color, dark gray for most of it and a slightly darker gray for the thruster, and then we have the white, this white stripe underneath, and then the white beam saber handles. For articulation, each thruster is on an individual ball joint, so they can pretty much wiggle around, but they are really easy to pop out. Again, some glue might fix that. And then the beam saber handles move forward and backward some. For the arms, they are molded in the 4 different colors. We have the white, the light gray, the darker gray, and this little brownish gray as before. And then for articulation, shoulder are separate pieces and no articulation there. The arm can rotate below the shoulder, bend at the elbow at two joints, some nice thermal separation at the bicep, and the back of the elbow is covered by a white part, which is really impressive. And then we have a little bit of up and down. Let me show you with a beam saber, like that. Up and down motion there, which is barely noticeable, but it's cool that they give you. For hands, they give you two completely closed fists, nicely detailed, slightly bent inward, and then the standard real grade manipulator hand, which are really impressive. And the thumb is on a ball joint, and it can bend inward like that. And then we have the three finger trigger finger split, but every finger has a bending point there. If I can show you, yep, like that. So really nice articulation. Has a gimmick that even the master grade doesn't. And finally we have the head, which is so far my favorite version of the RX-78-2 head, although I think the horns should be a little bit longer. But in any case, the only sticker I applied are the golden for the eyes, and the rest is molded detail. And I didn't even panel line the head. So all the detail you see is what you get right out of the box, even without panel lining. And it's really nice. Although my camera isn't the best, I admit it. Two different shades of gray for the armor, then we have the red for the back of the head, the front camera, the jewel and the chin, and then we have some gray of the inner frame showing through the vents, and then the yellow Vulcan guns. Moving on to the accessory, we have these beam saber handles. And they are different from the one you pack on the backpack, because these on the backpack are completely flat, while this one have a peg that goes into the manipulator, and so they can be held pretty secure. And then they give you two clear pink beams, but they are the master grade beams, so I think they look just a bit disproportioned compared to the actual suit. But might be just me. And that makes 4 beam saber handled on this kit. And then, since I've shown this before, there is the little core fighter, nicely detailed. It has all the right colors and it doesn't need stickers at all. They give you also the landing gear, which I haven't cut off because I didn't care. And then it has a transformation gimmick, and it basically is just push this part inwards and then bend it down like that, bend the fin, and then push it till the blue parts comes off. If I can show you, like that. You see this blue part came out, and you get the fin to line up with the rest of the core fighter, and then simply the wings the wings bend inward like that. And so you can have the core fighter, and it actually goes inside the cockpit. And let me show you. You have to remove this red piece and then remove the inner frame piece, and you can choose to put the inner frame piece or the core fighter. And the inner frame piece is a little more solid, but with the core fighter, when you open the cockpit, you can see the core fighter inside the chest. So it's really nice. And if you don't care for stability, if you're just gonna leave it on the shelf without posing it and playing and fiddling around with it, you might choose the Core Fighter because it's really nice in there. Then we have the beam rifle, standard looking beam rifle with a white handle and gray all around. I don't really like this white showing through there, but I think it's part of the design. It has oh, it also has a yellow scope. The scope moves, and then this handle moves, and that is all for moving parts. Then we have this really cool looking bazooka, molded in two different colors, the light gray and the darker gray. And then for moving parts we have the handle that moves forward and backward ever so slightly. And if you want it, you can just peg it on the Gundam's butt and it will stay there pretty secure. And then we have the shield, standard looking shield. We have the white, the yellow, the dark red and the slightly lighter red. And we have the gray handle that moves up and down and it can rotate there like that, and this little handle moves up and down. And if you chose to, you can plug each of the two beam saber there on the underneath and the beam rifle too. And the last accessory will be the action base connector.